Happy Father's Day, my friends, and welcome to the 2021 EGF High School National Championship. We are getting down to the nitty gritty. My name is Bull Skunk alongside Vincent, and we're here with some Rocket League semifinal matchups.
That we are. We got two impressive teams, to say the least, coming in from Summit High School, Hilltop Gaming. That is, believe it or not, the quote-unquote B team coming in from Summit High School. They've got two teams in the semifinals here, one on the upper side of the bracket, one on the lower side. I don't know how they've managed that, so very impressive to get to this point. And they're going up against the North Mesquite High School Stallions, who I got a chance to watch yesterday, and they were honestly pretty solid. The matchup was close, but it was a 3-1 victory in the Stallions' favor. And so I'm excited to see what we bring out here in the semifinals, because for me, this is all about Hilltop Gaming and whether or not they can kind of meet the mark of the Stallions. You would have to imagine that the A team there from the Summit High School is probably the favorites going in to get towards that grand finals. But
Yes,
I'll
sir.
be honest, we've had upsets galore, Bull Skunk, and so what we know is honestly not guaranteed.
Well, I mean, there is an opportunity for Summit High School to have the two teams in the grand finals. I mean, how just absolutely bonkers would that be if our two grand finals teams were just from the same high school? Whatever
Yeah.
they're putting in the water there in New Jersey, we need some. We need some here. But North Mesquite's going to be their toughest opponent yet. North Mesquite's been absolutely flawless through this. They haven't dropped a single set through group stage and then clearly through our single elimination bracket. And the other side of that story is North Mesquite had to face the Hilltoppers, which is Summit's A team, quote unquote, through the group stage, and they were able to win that matchup. Now, granted, that was a 5-game, absolutely down to the wire thriller. But yeah, I guess by a little bit of transitive property, I mean, it's left North Mesquite feeling very confident going up against the Summit B team.
Well, it certainly has. I got a chance to interview Lichu yesterday, and after the quarterfinal victory that they had, and I mean, listen, there was a lot of confidence. You could say the guy was brewing with it, and I think that because of that, we are going to more than likely see the North Mesquite side kind of come out swinging. Like I said, so that's kind of where I lead into the question mark of being, okay, Hilltop Gaming, I mean, this is set. We know that North Mesquite are very solid. We know that Hilltop Gaming are very solid. But with the fact that the Stallions have already gone up against the favorites and taken a victory, albeit a close one, it's almost as if you have to ask the question, okay, is it going to be possible for this Hilltop Gaming side? I think so. Personally, I mean, there's been, like I said, upsets galore over the course of this the entirety of the quarterfinals yesterday. I mentioned to you, Bull Skunk, that seeding wise, I think that the higher seed lost like 5 out of 6 times or something like that,
Right.
including the play-in. So, like, it was ridiculous, and I think actually Hilltop Gaming was the sole team that didn't fall to the lower seed. So it's been crazy, and that means that anything can happen.
Well, and as far as that seeding is concerned, I mean, North Mesquite was number one, if I'm remembering correctly, coming through. And that was, of course, based off of their placements through the season 7 and season 8 throughout the past year
Yeah.
here at EGF competition. So, I mean, Summit High School, the Hilltop Gaming crew is certainly the underdogs in that regard. But like you say, those statistics have almost been thrown out the window a little bit. I mean, we're certainly at any given Sunday kind of scenarios, we like to say, at American Meat Sports. And, well, you know, it happens to be Sunday. So maybe it's Hilltop's gaming day to rise up and overcome and see if they can put two Summit High School teams into the grand finals.
Well, that would be awesome. I mean, I would be super excited to see that, honestly. But just because, I mean, can we just talk about props to Summit High School? Like, you mentioned it before, but like having two teams in the national championship semifinals, that is incredible. Like,
That's
that's just
nuts.
so unheard of, really. Like, even in the world of esports, like I mean, talking about national, that's across the entire country, and I mean, there's so many high schools competing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just really impressive. I personally just want to say, I mean, congrats and pat on the back, because that's impressive, man.
I mean, yeah, we're in Final Four. We're down to the best four teams in Rocket League, and yeah, and there are half of them. Like, are you kidding me?
Right?
And this is out of, I don't know the exact number, but I mean, it was in the hundreds, right? I mean, there was a
Yeah.
lot of schools competing for the opportunity to be here today. So
Mhm.
certainly a tip of the hat over to Summit High School. But not to take anything away from this North Mesquite squad. I do think this is going to be their toughest opponent yet from Hilltop Gaming. So we're just waiting for our teams to get in here, get set up, and get into the action. Taking a look at our rosters, North Mesquite coming out with Messick, Silly Fowl, and Liachu. And this squad's been hyper aggressive. They've been putting up goal after goal,
Yeah.
and it's tough to wrangle any position or any control away from this North Mesquite team.
Yeah, it is. They really dominate the midfield area. Whenever there is a sort of 50-50 ball, they're on top of it. They know what to look for. They know when to go in, and they know when to leave it as well. And that makes it very difficult to contest there in that midfield. But listen, the Hilltop Gaming side, they're coming in. I don't know necessarily if this is the right in-game names, but Daniel, Cairolo, and Mark, the three coming in on there. Again, we might see different names in game just depending on how that goes, but regardless, they've stamped their mark. I mean, listen, they're here, and we talked about them being as a sort of underdog here, but that doesn't necessarily mean that this is an unwinnable series. As I said, I think this is a very winnable series for them, as we are going to be getting straight into this one, Bull Skunk.
North Mesquite in blue, Hilltop Gaming in orange. And right out of the gate, it's right in front of the Hilltop Gaming net. Silly Fool is going to send one to the opposite corner. And this is part of that control we're talking about. But one in the 50, it's Summit High School getting the clear, finding a little breathing room. Jones going in with the pass all the way across, just gets a little bit ahead of the other attacker. And it's Silly Foil coming back the other way, leaving it for Messick. Gets stolen back. Messick is going to drop it into the middle, up to Silly Foil. Silly Foil is going to put it off the top. But it goes way wide, back into the mid, as these two teams just sizing each other up a little bit here in the opening seconds of game one.
Yeah, so some great attempts and great center balls coming in from both sides, actually. But I will say, Hilltop Gaming doing a good job of playing in the opponent's half just a little bit. They're trying to get there, but it has been the Stallions playing that offensive style that we were talking about, and that has been dominant.
Well, the top already putting some pressure on the backboard, forcing Summit to check their positioning, make sure that they have got all their T's crossed and I's dotted here. Sure things up, keep us at 0-0 early up in game one. Ball down deep in the blue half, though, at this point. An opportunity sent into the corner. Messick's able to get a good touch on that. Clear is going to come through. He's able to deal with it, but it lands right in front of Silly Foil, who makes the difficult angle and breaks the stalemate.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, I was watching it in real time thinking, man, this is a dangerous rotation. Nobody's actually back at the net. You see both of those players for Hilltop grouped up in the right-hand corner. It was a nice attempt at the clear, but it wasn't good enough to come through, and Silly Foil just doing well to take advantage of the mistake from Hilltop Gaming.
On board. No melon, no lemon right now, but they're going to lose that 50 against Silly Foil in the corner. Leachu's up. It was good positioning. Bromsey's able to get in front of it. Trying to help their teammate get across the mid, but the double team for North Mesquite is very strong, keeping the ball in the orange half. Silly Foil's going to go up when the air 50 there. It's going to bounce out for Leachu's, putting a shot on and manages to sneak it past into the corner.
I mean, look at this shot placement, man. This is just brilliant from Lichu, doing the work. And I mean, you can see there was a defender there, but on the back foot, unable to actually take advantage of that situation. And it's suddenly a 2-goal lead for the Stallions.
What a read from Liachu to drop it into that corner. And then here we go yet again. Can't even finish singing their praises one time, and they've put up a second goal. We're not even at the halfway mark, and we are already looking at a dominant performance from the Stallions.
Yeah, but that one is, I mean, listen, Liachu hits it in, but it's Silly Foil who sets it up. Nicely done off the back wall, giving the assist over to Liachu, who's been the star player here for North Mesquite.
And everybody on the squad is oh so dangerous as Liachu completes the hat trick right there. Once again, off of a great pass from Sillyfoil.
Yeah, and here's the thing, right? Like, you see that attempted clear by Hilltop Gaming, but it's just been, it's not been very forceful. You have to be a little bit more forceful with those touches. You cannot let it go into the midfield like that. That's just dangerous because somebody can sit poaching just like Liachu did.
Mesquite will take advantage of that. You make light contact, you don't get a solid clear, and they're going to be all over it. Liachu's able to find a steal there. And once again, we are just repeating their name on broken record. Look at that shot. And this is 5-0 as we hit the halfway mark.
Indeed, and that's what I'm talking about. The Stallions do so very well. Is that they aggress onto the ball. They're not going to wait for you to make a play. And Hilltop Gaming were stuck trying to make a play. They couldn't quite get there in time, and it allows for an easy goal off the back of it.
This one knocked down in the corner. Summit High School trying to piece together something, see if they can get rid of that goose egg. Go to someone across. Two defenders, neither Messick or Sillyfoil can get there, and Bronsby gets rid of the goose egg.
Yeah, I mean, very, very well done. I mean, this is a good look and nicely placed as well. Sillyfoil unable to get there, like you mentioned. And, well, I mean, listen, it's 2 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock here, both. This isn't over yet. There's still a chance, but it's going to have to be some solid defending and incredible offense from Hilltop Gaming.
I mean, Summit definitely need to turn it up a dial. They're going to try to put four together in a row here in 2 minutes. Make that 5, as Liachu has put up their 5th goal of the first match.
Yeah, I mean, and here's what I'm talking about yet again. Those weak touches on the clear. You have to be a little bit more forceful with it. You cannot allow for Liachu to sit within the midfield and just take pop shots off the back of those.
And the reads are just outstanding. This is something you touched on at the top of the broadcast, but just was looking at the defender, realized that ball is just going to bounce right towards them. No chance for a good clear. Liachu's all over it yet again. Puts up their 6th. They're sitting that one right into down middle of the net.
Yeah, I mean, once again, like, no Melon looking for that, right? But just brilliant placement. Liachu knows where he has to put the ball in order for it to be, difficult at least, or maybe even unsavable at best.
Yeah, Liachu exerting dominance with 7 goals on 7 shots here in game 1. Coming out to make a statement against Summit High School. North Mesquite just commanding this opening game.
Yeah, and it feels like the Hilltop Gaming, they're always being starved of boost. They never have anything to play with, and that is another problem that has been plaguing them as Liachu. I mean, Liachu just takes every situation and turns it into gold. The double tap this time is brilliant off the first initial kickoff.
It knows exactly what they want to do from the moment they make contact. They've got a plan. They're seeing into the future right now, Vincent. This is getting away from Summit Hilltop and getting away from them fast.
I mean, yeah, it certainly is, but you gotta take it as game 1. You understand? Okay, well, listen, things didn't go ideally, but game 1's game 1. It's a best of 5 series. It's a long series. That means there's always chances. And I mean, that's a great center ball off the pinch in the corner, and it's No Melon coming up with the victory. I love that touch coming through from Bromsby.
And you just take that momentum into game 2. You know you can put up some goals. It doesn't matter if you lost by 1 or lost by 7. You come back in, you treat game 2 the same. You bounce back, you play your game. But I think right now it's all about Summit just not letting North Mesquite have full reign of this pitch, because they're going to continue to make plays like that.
Look at this pass play, Bill Skunk. It is incredible. What a brilliant touch from Liachu. He's able to re-aggress onto that same ball and then take the goal. The 1-2 punch, as I like to call it, and it is punched straight into the back of that net.
Beautifully set up play. Melon try and punch one home there. Sillyfoil is able to send it out into the corner. Messick looking for the clear. Looks like having a little argument with Liachu over who wants to take it down. Ends up being Liachu push it down into the orange half. So they Foy with the volley. Messick with the dump. Going in after it. Messick's going to push it in off the corner. Here comes Liachu up high into the bottom left-hand corner. Increasing that lead to 9.
Yeah, and if you are Hilltop Gaming right now, here's what you want to do. You want to be looking for mistakes, looking for errors that you can take advantage of in the next game, because this game's done. It's dusted. You just want to be looking for opportunities to improve your game too and figure out what went wrong and or what you can take advantage of. This hasn't been flawless. Despite the look at the score line from the Stallions, they have had some mistakes, certainly, and that could be utilized effectively.
Yeah, I'd say their hubris is actually starting to show a little bit, and we're seeing some big double commits. Yeah. Silly Fool is going to score one there. I mean, you can't fault Summit for going all in with 15 seconds left. Yeah. But as I was saying, even on the other side, though, North Mesquite are overcommitting a little bit, and if Summit can tighten up their defense and create some Counter-Strike opportunities, I think that's where the trick is going to lie for them to come back in game 2.
Yeah, it's all about rotations for Hilltop Gaming. They've had a couple of really key errors in those rotations where nobody has boost in the net, and that is a big problem. But if they can kind of lock that down a little bit as the last seconds roll away, I do think there's certainly opportunities here as we move towards game number 2. But game number 1 was a stomping. You cannot get away from it. And, I mean, how many goals did Liachu have? Like, almost, I feel like it had to be close to 10. But
it was
I don't
10.
know for sure.
It was exactly 10.
Was it? Oh, my goodness. I mean, that's just... That tells you all you need to know, Pulscook. 10 goals, 1 player. Liachu doing well and making a name for potentially being one of those MVP-type candidates already in game number 1.
Not bad. Not bad. You know, it's 10 goals. All right. I'll give you that one, Liachu. Not bad. But I mean, force of nature indeed. Strong showing, obviously, to start things off for North Mesquite, and kind of what we were expecting. Now, I will say, I don't want to see them get too overconfident. Like, you got to maintain smart positioning. Like, don't let the fact that you had a runaway game 1 give you some false sense that you can play all willy-nilly here. Like, you got to maintain a smart positioning. Summit did not get into the semifinals by being a rollover squad. They do have the capability to come back and make those adjustments that we're talking about, make those rotations, and start putting up some goals. Now, whether they can contain Liachu or not remains to be seen.
I mean, that's the difficulty is, oh my goodness, is that a battle bus?
That is a battle bus we're seeing in game 2.
Oh boy.
We're not even a match point yet, Vincent.
Come on. I mean, honestly, the battle bus is fun, so I'm not that mad, but come on.
Oh, the ball dangerously close. Liachu is finally able to punch it home. Open up game 2 with a 1-0 lead for the Stallions.
I mean, that's a brutal commitment from Hilltop. They had all 3 players committed to that one side of the net, and well, the 1 player left, it looked had no boost as well. So, just a little bit of communication maybe going awry for Hilltop. Is, I mean, the Stallions, they are just doing Stallions things.
That's pushing it out of the corner. No Melon there to catch it. Try to keep the aggression on. The pass isn't quite on target. Jones got a piece of it, but not enough of it to really pose a threat. But they're continuing to put pressure on. Summit looking already a lot better here in game 2. No Melon up for the 15. Loses it to Liachu. Liachu's going to take it down. 2v1 in the net. Oh, and a beautiful pass. The Silly Foil who's able to put that one away.
Yeah, nicely done. I mean, this is brilliantly placed. Like, that would have gone in, but Silly Foil there just in case, and maybe stealing a goal away from Liachu. One of the few that Liachu hasn't taken in this series thus far.
Silly Foil trying to not allow Liachu to have all the fun, I suppose. But Jones does answer right back, right off the kickoff.
I mean, look at this placement.
And right there. Yeah, Summit not going down without a fight, Vincent.
Yeah, no, this pinch was solid, and Jones just putting it where you have to. Top right corner, I mean, that is, listen, if you ever played soccer in your life, you know that is exactly where you want to be.
Hit it right in the sweet spot. And suddenly Hilltop Gaming find themselves absolutely within striking distance here in our second game. Liachu's going to lose the challenge to Jones deep in the corner. No Melon coming in for the backup. Jones looking for it, but Messick sends it deep so it doesn't drop right in front of the net. North Mesquite's going to keep the ball up in the air all the way down to the other side. Jones puts it up. It's in a dangerous spot, and Leachu takes full advantage, increasing the lead to 2.
Yeah, I mean, and this is a pretty decent touch from Jones, but again, yeah, you have to be a little bit more impactful with that touch. You got to know where you're going, where your teammates at. That way they can take advantage of it. And well, like I said, the Stallions, they don't wait on those balls. They press W, they go.
No hesitation, 0 coming out of North Mesquite. At least you saw an opportunity there and just stole it right out of the sky. Put it home. But approaching the 3-minute mark. Ball goes just sailing down midfield. Lands right in front of Leachu and Sillyfoil, who double team on that thing. What an effort. The offense from North Mesquite, they haven't missed a beat coming into game 2.
Yeah, and an unfortunate double commit from Hilltop Gaming, allowing that to happen as, well, the Stallions, listen, it has not been the same sort of dominance, but still dominance nonetheless. As 4-1 is the scoreline with 3 minutes now on the clock. But still, I mean, I think this has been way better coming through from Hilltop Gaming. They've done well to put themselves not only on the board, but been playing in this midfield much more than last game.
And even, I mean, we're only on game 2. There's still time for someone to even find the rhythm even more. Oh, Messick, beat 1. Couldn't quite beat them both. The nice little touch down to the blue half. Oh, Bromsby underneath it. No, Melon misses it. An opportunity missed there from Hilltop Gaming. And now here come North Mesquite on the transition. 2 in the corner. Bromsby's going to steal it away. Leachu rotates in from midfield. Keeps it from rolling past the mid-mark.
Bromsby has some great ideas. Like, I've seen the looks that he's been making, and they've been really solid. Unfortunately, just been unable to actually convert those into victories or make the moves happen. But the ideas have been there.
Oh, good touch from Jones. Deny Sillyfoil that shot. Leachu was looking for the rebound off the top. Jones able to read that one. Here comes Bromsby again, trying to take it away. Leachu with the steal. The center got through 1. No Melon able to get at least enough on it off the back post to keep it from going in. Try to come back and counterattack. Get the demo along the way, but they lose control of the ball. Jones has to go back and chase it all the way down. Here comes Sillyfoil in the sky. Jones punches it out so it doesn't fall into the box.
Another very dangerous ball from Hilltop Gaming. Got to be careful of bringing that out in the middle of your net. And what a touch there. It's unfortunate that's not on target, but well.
But Messick's right there to clean it up.
Yeah, I mean, the follow-up just too strong. But that touch there from Sillyfoil was absolutely just phenomenal. And the follow-up, like you said, just perfect. And that's 5-1.
North Mesquite definitely looking like the team to beat of our Final 4 remaining here in the EGF High School National Championship. As we approach the 60-second mark of game 2, showing no signs of slowing. Messick taking to the sky. No Melon is there to send that one into the corner. Leachu keeping pressure on, trying to put it off the backboard. Rotation coming through from the other 2 attackers, though. And Summit High School able to find the clear, able to push it all the way back down the other side. Let's do a little play off the ceiling. Jones can't quite get enough contact. Leachu's going to come in. No Melon does win that 50. Jones rotating back in. Gets the touch off the wall, but Messick is there with the clear, and there's no real threat into the blue half. Now the ball bouncing dangerously close in front of the goal of Summit.
Scary,
North Mesquite not able to convert. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, I mean, that's terrifying, and it's happening quite often.
Yeah.
Hilltop, I mean, they're having a bit of a struggle on that one.
And the possession from North Mesquite is just so good. And they continue to put it in dangerous spots. Even if they're not able to follow through on all of them, there's so many opportunities created that North Mesquite just make life easy on themselves. It doesn't require individual fancy footwork. I mean, it's just good, solid positioning, good, solid ball placement, and tons of pressure on that net.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I mean, it didn't necessarily help either that there was some, tentative clears from Hilltop Gaming coming through. Yeah. And, that really positioned the ball in an unfortunate scenario where it's simply so easy to just cherry pick those things. I mean, really is. And Liachu and Co. I mean, everyone just kind of waiting. Now, I will say that those really didn't happen nearly as often there in game number 2. It seemed that Hilltop Gaming really did shut that sort of laissez-faire attitude towards the ball control down a lot. So I think those are good adjustments from Hilltop Gaming, just not enough. At least not yet. But like you said, still got a game 3 to come, which means that maybe, just maybe, Hilltop Gaming can make some moves and change some things up and get right into the face of the Stallions.
Oh, it's now or never. There's no losers bracket. There's no safety net. This is single elimination. Summit High School staring down the barrel of an 0-2 match point. And if they want to move on to grand finals, they've got to put 3 in a row together right here, right now, and find some way of shutting down the Stallions out of Texas.
Yeah, they got to find some way, but that's the hard part. How do you do that? It's much easier said than done, and not something I would be wanting to have to try and do myself.
No doubt. No doubt. So if we'll go ahead. Rotations through, though. North Mesquite kind of played out a little conservatively, not overcommitting. They fall back. Good save on the other side. Leads you with the big pass down. No Melon with a good touch pushes it into the corner, but the Knight will find the clear. Ball bounces back out into the box. Messick just kind of puts it a little lob. It's finally sent up off the backboard. Messick with the follow-up. Able to open up game 3.
I like this look there. Whoever was up top, that was Bromsby looking for that clear, and Jones close to it as well. But just, again, not quite in the right place, and the aggression, the speed with which these shots come through, it seems to catch off Hilltop Gaming just a little bit.
Jones with an opportunity, but can't quite keep control of the ball. They're kicking themselves for that one. They was looking at a tie game and couldn't put it home. Now Silly Foil's gonna wrestle it away. What a couple of 50s at the mid. Finally, Summit's able to clear it back down. Got an opportunity here. No Melon is able to find the top left corner of the net.
Nicely done. This is, I mean, listen, if they didn't score here, I would have been a little bit sad, to be honest with you, Bull Skunk, but they do, and Hilltop Gaming put it down. They make the moves necessary, and they win those 50s at mid. That's the key that we've been talking about time and time again. You got to play them for mid control. You got to play for those 50s.
Otherwise, you're just on the back foot. As we can see, North Mesquite losing that one. Summit's able to push it down. They do lose the challenge in the corner. Bromsby trying to get it clear, but another lackluster touch from the defensive end just lets the ball drop. Fortunately, North Mesquite's not in a position to follow that one up. Fortunate for Summit, that is.
At the very least, though, I mean, they're kind of recognizing what's happening at Hilltop. They're doing what they need to do. And listen, this is a tied game. 2 minutes in, it's a tied game, Bull Skunk. After game 1, you couldn't have convinced me this would be the case.
North Mesquite looking to disrupt that tie right now. Jones in a great position, puts it off the wall. No Melon trying to chase it down. Silly Fool's going to beat him to it, find the clear. Up in the air, Liachu sends it around. Ball still hadn't touched the ground. Nobody middle to put it home. And Summit with a much better touch are going to put it all the way downfield, but Messick's coming right back, wasting no time going back on the attack.
That's the 1-2 punch of the Stallions. I mean, they always are ready to go back onto attack. And that said, this midfield battle has been so much better from Hilltop Gaming. I love what they're doing here in Game 3, Bull Skunk.
Yes, absolutely. Night and day as we cross the halfway mark. We're still tied up. Still an opportunity for Hilltop Gaming to take game 3. To get into the driver's seat for the first time. But no, off that little touch from Liachu. It is indeed North Mesquite regaining the lead once again.
What an intelligent touch for Liachu, though. I mean, it's so close as well. Bromsby, I think, was there. Just barely couldn't get to it. Didn't have the boost, and that puts the Stallions up once again, but it's just by 1. This lead is the flimsiest it's been for the Stallions all series long.
Leachu pushing back down. And here comes Silly Foil. Wrestled away from Jones, but no Melon is there to steal it. Clear comes through into the orange half. Goes the ball, goes Leachu flying along with it. Comes back on the rotation, but somebody looking to strike back. See if they can get something going here off the transition. Leachu just make their way back. Able to wrestle away control, put it back into midfield. But Summit is there once again, keeping that strength in the mid of the pitch. We're getting a lot of vying for control here in the middle. It's Summit are just getting closer and closer, but not able to convert it into opportunities, not just yet. They got to stave off this attack. Good block, able to get in front of Leachu. Messick over the top, trying to put it off the backboard. Messick's going to drop back down. Silly Foil coming in from long range. Joe's able to get in front of it. Nice clear. No Millen finally able to get it out of that dangerous zone.
Yeah, and I mean, this has been really good. Those rotations defensively were so clean from Hilltop Gaming, and not to mention it helps out that the Stallions a little bit off on their shots right there as well. All it takes is one goal to tie us up, Bull Skunk. 50 seconds to do it. Hilltop Gaming not out of this yet.
Certainly not. Great defensive effort, and they're looking to convert it here. Oh, there's an opening. Jones will tie the game.
There it is. One mistake. I mean, we've been talking about the lackluster touches, that scary touch. This is what the Stallions have been doing to Hilltop Gaming all series long, and now it's Hilltop Gaming to take the reins and rein those Stallions in.
Oh my goodness. We're seeing Summit finally come to life, finally figuring out a way to keep them in control. Last 30 seconds of game 3. Silly Foil issue chasing it across mid. Bromsby is there, is able to get some good contact on one, and which means the ball doesn't get cleared out. It just flies horizontally across the pitch into the blue zone. Jones misses that touch, and there comes Leanshu the other way. No, with 8 seconds left. Oh my goodness, what a counter strike. It was looking so good.
It was. I mean, it was all there, and then Leachu does what Leachu does. Just comes in, disrupts, and makes a really solid touch that no one can get to. It means it's 8 seconds for Hilltop to send us to OT.
4 seconds up in the air, into the blue half. Oh, the knockdown from Silly Foil. Ooh. It's going to just fly towards Summit Net. That is going to do it. That is a GG. North Mesquite with the 3-0 sweep to punch their ticket into the grand finals. Summit made a match of it there in game 3, but in the end, they weren't able to cover the deficit that North Mesquite had created early in that series.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, unfortunately, Hilltop Gaming coming from behind the whole time. They slowly but surely made the adjustments, the changes, and I want to give huge props to them just as a team because, listen, that is the hardest thing to do in any sport or esport is adjust on the fly. Not only did Hilltop Gaming do it, but they did it to perfection. It took them till game 3, but they did make it happen. They made game 3 really, really competitive, and so I'm really impressed with how they were able to do that. Unfortunately, the differential there at the very beginning was just a little bit too much to contend with. Too many changes necessary to bring them over the edge. And the Stallions, I mean, it says 3-0, and they made a statement, especially game 1 and game 2.
That they did. I mean, like Leachu with 10 goals in a single game. That is quite the statement indeed. North Escape will move on to face the Summit Hilltoppers coming out of the other end of the bracket, who have 3-0'd Pennsauken Sour Limes there in the other semifinal. So, well, North Mesquite will have to face 2 teams from the same school if they want to claim the crown. We're going to take a short little break. I believe we will have an interview coming up. Looks like Leachu will be joining us. Get some insight on that game. We'll see you back here in just a minute. We are here with Liachu from North Mesquite Stallions. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
We're happy to have you.
Well, let me start out by asking you. So I got the chance to talk to you yesterday. You're confident coming into this one. I can see
Yeah.
why at this point you had a great game. But you said when we first talked just now, you said you were surprised. What were you surprised about?
Surprised on how easy it was. That's what I was mainly surprised about. I was expecting a bit more of a challenge from the semifinals. Kind of felt like I was playing seasons mode, to be honest. Yeah, I was really surprised about that. And, props to the other team, though. They played their heart out, I guess. I hope. Yeah.
Well, they
Yeah.
definitely presented more of a challenge in game 3. I mean, clearly you ran away with it early and created a huge deficit. 10 goals in the opening game. I mean, that was an MVP worthy performance, no doubt. What changed going into game 3? I mean, it was so much closer. And does this give you any kind of pause going up against the Summit High School Hilltoppers heading into the grand finals?
What changed going into game 3 was freestyles only. That's kind of what we were like. We're just gonna style on these kids, right? So you expect us to not get as many goals because we're not trying as hard. We're going for flashy plays there, and like we only do it if we're up one. So like when they did tie it up, we just score a goal and then start going for it. Yeah.
Just took the foot off the gas a little bit, straight up, huh?
Yeah, just calmed it down. Didn't want to make the game too long, like the first one. Having to watch every replay.
Oh man, I gotcha. Well, so let me just moving forward. You got the Hilltoppers coming up, and well, you guys, if I'm not mistaken, have already played them before earlier on, and that was a bit of a nail biter. It was a very close series. What do you think is going to be the key for victory for you guys in that one?
The key for victory against the Hilltoppers is to not choke. What our main problem was, we literally just missed every open net we had. That's one of the biggest reasons we lost to the Hilltoppers. So I think if we can just like clean everything up and be solid, I'm pretty sure we can wipe them clean. I'm pretty sure.
I like it. I like it. Well, good luck in the upcoming grand finals. Congratulations on making it this far. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
I would like to shout out my one and only follower, my grandpa. I love him so much. Yeah, that's my shout out.
I love it, dude. That's especially on Father's Day. That's
Also,
fantastic.
especially on
Yeah,
Yep.
you gotta get. I love to hear supportive families. Got to give some props. That means so much. That means so much. Well,
Yep.
thank you once again, and we'll see you in the grand finals.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Have a good day.
You too.
All right. That was Liachu from North Mesquite High School. Moving in, it's feeling confident and sounding like they have no concerns going into the grand finals. Here we're down to the top 2. I can't wait to see what happens there. But we are all done. That was quick and easy, done and dusted for North Mesquite. That the grand finals match will be taking place on EGF official, I believe.
That's right. Yep.
So yeah, y'all head over there and watch the final match of the national championship. We'll be in chat hanging out with you. But that is going to do it for Vincent and myself. We really appreciate y'all hanging out with us, and we'll see you at the grand finals. More of the EGF High School National Championship.